Morning, my name is Willie Briscoe, and I attend North Coast Calvary Chapel in partnership with North Coast with Hope Leadership Academy, serving fatherless kids in inner city San Diego. Love the opportunity to bring daily hope with you today. We're looking at Chronicles 4, and it's a pretty, Bruce Wilkinson made it a pretty famous passage in 2000 when he wrote a book called The Prayer of Jabez. The first several verses have to do with some genealogy of Judah, and while we're not going to talk a bunch about that, it is important to study those things out. But we're going to get to the meat of it, the prayer of Jabez. And let me just read that real quick, because it's not just a mantra. It's not just a something we say over and over, and God will step in and bless us, as some people think. But let's talk about it just a little bit, break it down a little bit, and see how maybe this prayer or any prayer from your heart to the Lord might be an opportunity for you to be blessed. Starts off in verse 9. Jabez was more honored than his brothers. His mother named him Jabez and said, I gave birth to him in pain. Jabez called out to God of Israel, if only you would bless me, extend my border, let your hand be with me, and keep me from harm, so that I will not experience pain. And God granted him his request. I think anytime in the Bible you see a person pray something to God that you want to know, that you see God answer it, you want to know what was the secret to that prayer, and how do I faithfully pray to God and know that he's going to answer my prayer. Well, this prayer of Jabez, I mean, one of the things you can tell right off the bat is that Jabez had a strong relationship with God. The first verses said he was more honored than his brothers, and the Bible just doesn't mince words. It tells things as they are. And so we don't know why he was more honored than his brothers, but we just know the fact that he was more honorable than his brothers. And so he had a relationship with God. And let's just talk about just 4 quick aspects of that prayer. The first part of his aspect was that God would bless him indeed, that he would increase his border. The blessings that God would bless him is a real important thing. And it wasn't because he just wanted something more for himself. He wanted to be blessed by God, and he wanted to be used by God. And the most important type of blessings that we can ask God is not for fame and for riches and for personal glory, but it's the spiritual blessings, it's wisdom, discernment. We've seen examples of that in the Bible. Secondly, that he would enlarge his coast, or that he would enlarge his area, and that spiritually speaking, that God would give him more, that God would give him a bigger base to function from. And once again, at the end of this, the Bible says, and God answered his prayers. That God, when we ask God for things, he will also give us the maturity, the discernment, the wisdom in order to handle more. And really what Jabez is praying for is he's praying for these things. And then a really important part, that God's hand might be with him. Not only can blessings corrupt, or good things corrupt people, but when Jabez is asking here, he's asking for God to give him his hand, that guiding hand, to protect him, to guide him, to direct him in the way that he should go. And that's really important. That's far more important when things are going good than when things are going bad. When things are going bad or difficult, we tend to stay closer to the Lord. But when things are going really good, we can look at our bank account, we can look at our success, and we can look at our the extra things that we have and go, I don't really need to pay that close attention to how my relationship is with the Lord. But Jabez is praying here to stay close to the Lord. And then last but definitely not least, that he would keep him from evil, that he would keep him from sin, that he would keep him from trouble. Once again, the natural outcome from not having the Lord lead you or direct you or guide you or seek his wisdom and discernment is ultimately we end up in sin. We end up making our own decisions, making our own choices, and not leaning on the Lord, and ultimately those decisions turn into sin. Jabez wanted to be blessed. There was no doubt about it, but he didn't want to be blessed more than he wanted to be rightly related with God. Any blessing that leads us to a poor relationship with God is not a blessing. It's a curse. And he knows that. We have examples all throughout the Bible that where men were trusted with more and ultimately their eyes came off of the Lord. So as you enter this day today, be encouraged. You don't have to pray the prayer of Jabez. This is a great structure for prayer. This is a great structure for what it truly means to be blessed. A lot of times we talk about being blessed, and we're just talking about something that God did for us. But a true blessing is a blessing that not only works in us, but God can work through us, because fruit is for other people to pick, not for us to eat ourselves. And we want to be the type of people that have good fruit that allows people to come along and see that fruit and remind them who Jesus is. So have a wonderful day. This is Daily Hope with Willie Briscoe.